The public lobby of Barry Diller's IAC Global Headquarters is home to two of the world's largest and most unique projection video screens. Developing a high-definition screen that would be suitable for architectural applications, large displays using multiple projectors, and high ambient light conditions at this site was no easy task. Stewart Film Screen came up with a solution: Starglass.
Up until Infocom 2006, Aeroglass had been the product of choice. The entire design team, including Stewart Film Screen, McCann Systems, and IAC, had settled up on that product. However, Starglass, which was being premiered at Infocom, really turned the tide at that point, really becoming the product of choice, considering the application, the public space, and the fact that the laminated glass product gave us so many more benefits.
Starglass, a one-of-a-kind screen, allows AV integrators to bring their own vision to an installation while providing image quality that only Stewart Film Screen can deliver.
The Starglass product has been the strongest and most successful installation Stewart Film Screen has ever had. We're able to provide the product on time. We were able to provide high-quality product. It's the largest high-definition video wall in the world. The customer is extremely happy, and we expect many, many new orders to come in the future for this fantastic new product called Starglass.
Starglass from Stewart Film Screen, a whole new world for all to see.
Welcome back to Sound and Communications Viewpoint. I'm Lyle Bunn, and we're back with Gary Kayye. Gary, let's keep going on this point. Given that there's market opportunity, given that commercial AV firms are well suited to take advantage, what is it that the commercial AV firm has to do to take advantage of this opportunity now?
Well, obviously you've got to identify what the opportunities are in your local area. You've got to find out, kind of explore the entire market and figure out, okay, well, where can I deploy digital signage? Who are my customers? After you've identified that market, if it exists in your local area now or when it's going to exist, then, because it will exist eventually, by the way. It may not exist today in your local market, but it will exist at some point in time.
Where do you see as the low-hung fruit in that local market? Where should I go in my area? First of all, would it be service establishments, doctors and veterinary offices? Would it be car dealerships? Is it going to be retailers? Where should I go? What would be on the top of your list if you were in my area?
I mean, all of the above. I'd start with my current client list. I'd start with people I've already done business with and have relationships with. We talked offline about different applications that you've seen and that I've seen. Banks, obviously, and real estate agencies and retail applications. Those are all applications that have gone beyond the advertising model and are actually sending beyond advertising, sending content that is meaningful for the person standing there. So you're standing in line at a bank, you're seeing not just the advertisement for the bank, but you're seeing the interest rates, you're seeing the market today, and you're also seeing the news.
You've described firms that are already communicating in different ways. So I think what I hear you saying is the natural place to look is to add digital signage as a communication vehicle to the vehicles that are already in place. In other words, if that firm is already committed to sending out its message using websites and print posters, then naturally they are a candidate for digital signage?
Absolutely. This is just an extension of an existing market. I mean, the digital signage is a fancy word for another segment of the commercial AV market, just like the worship market was and just like the government was and higher education was. It's just an extension of where we're going.
So to rephrase that then, let's look at it from a different angle on that cube. Seems to me that the candidate for digital signage is also a good candidate for projection, for other visual presentation medium.
Absolutely. Just like you're putting in a boardroom and the customer says, oh, by the way, we need, back in the day, the customer would say, by the way, we need 5 traveling presenter projectors. Well, certainly buying those projectors online 10 years ago would have been a lot less expensive than buying them from a commercial AV dealer. The same thing's going to happen here. Putting in a boardroom and then you find or you learn that, hey, they're doing a digital signage network. Instead of bypassing that and just forgetting about that opportunity because you're not an ad agency, explore it and look at the potential of getting into that segment of the market.
You're pointing to a technology replacement opportunity, a technology upscale opportunity as well. So do I hear you saying that those current users of AV, be they our clients or not, become very good clients with this new offering?
Yeah, I think that certainly starting in the corporate arena and the education arena today, those are the best two places to start. And then other segments of the markets will follow. So therefore, your customer base is the best place to start.
Very good. Let's go back to what I need to do. You've talked about prospecting. You've talked about targeting. What's the third thing we have to do as a commercial AV provider to really take advantage of this new market?
Well, you've got to have someone you're partnering with on content. You have to have, whether you're producing the content yourself or you have a content partner that understands graphic design and understands visual imaging and understands what will grab people's attention, then you become an expert beyond just providing AV gear. Then you provide an intellectual property that the customer is willing to pay for. Beyond content,
what kind of partnerships might I look like? What kind of partnerships might I look at to really reinforce the value of my proposition?
Well, this is all going to be driven over the network, and most commercial AV companies aren't network-driven organizations. They're not in the network integration business, and I'm not saying they need to get into the network integration business, but they have to understand how it's done, and they have to at least be in it to the level of being able to drive content. And this is not much different, for example, than what it takes to do video conferencing. To do video conferencing today, that's all driven on the network as well. So if you're able to do that, then you're able to do this.
Very good. What should I be careful of? What is that boogeyman that might jump out of the closet at me as I move into digital signage as an offering?
Well, if you're focused on the hardware, then as margins erode, your opportunities are going to erode. You're going to run out of money. The other thing to look at is when you jump in the market. Just because you think this is a great opportunity doesn't mean that it's the best opportunity for you today, and you jump off the end of a cliff and you jump right into that market and refocus your entire organization that direction. You have to take a look at where the market opportunities are today, where they're going to be in the future, and build a business towards that.
Thank you very much, Gary. We really appreciate it. Your deep roots in the commercial AV market and your perspectives about digital signage are going to be of value to everybody that watches us. So thank you very much for being with us. I'm Lyle Bunn. You've been watching Sound and Communications Viewpoint, and we've been focused on digital signage. Look for more digital signage information in upcoming editions of Sound and Communications and, of course, on this website. Thank you for joining us at Sound and Communications Viewpoint.
Thank you for watching Sound and Communications Viewpoint. We hope you've enjoyed this month's broadcasts, and we invite you to join us again in January when our topic will be video conferencing.